it's me, Savannah, and it's one of the coldest days ever at Gatorland. So we're gonna take you guys on a journey from an alligator hatching at Gatorland all the way through to adulthood and retirement. Let's go.
So this is where it all begins. This is our incubator room. When mom makes that nest and she lays all those eggs, alligators can lay up to 50 to 60 eggs at one time. So what we do is we collect those eggs. A lot of raccoons, ants will eat the babies right out of the eggs when they're first hatched. So what we have to do is we have to collect the eggs so the babies have a chance to survive. Out in the wild, only like 2 or 3 will become adults. So what we do is we collect the eggs and we put them in our incubators here, and they'll be sitting in here for about 65 days. Now we set our temperatures for these incubators at all different levels, about 86 all the way up to 93. Lower the temperature, usually more females. The higher the temperature means more males are hatching out. We don't really try to hatch out a male or a female. We just leave it up to Mother Nature to figure that out. These are alligator eggs from last year. And obviously there's nothing in it right now. But that's kind of what they would do. So they don't look much different than a chicken egg, really. They might be a little bit bigger, but you can also see that they have 2 layers. All right, there's that hard shell on top, and then there's this softer layer underneath. And that's where they have to pip through with that little egg tooth. They'll pip through both layers, start cracking that egg, and that's what's gonna help a baby alligator hatch out of its egg. So these are obviously last year's eggs. So we have a bunch of baby alligators. So let's go check them out.
So the first stop on this journey after the incubator room is our baby gator marsh. And this is just a little area where we grow up all of our baby alligators. Now those juvenile bands you see on those hatchling alligators, those are to help them disguise themselves and hide in the tall reeds and in the cypress knees. But when they're this size, they really have a hard time. They eat teeny tiny pieces of crop chow at this size, and then they also are supplemented with some whole prey and some other pieces of meat. Hey! Ouch! No! Let my finger go. I was trying to give you a treat. Ouch! He got me good. Ow! He got me good. Here, little nugget. So at this size, hatchling alligators are very, very vulnerable. Birds can eat them, fish can eat them, ants can get on them and eat them, snakes can eat them. So the mom will stick around with them for at least a year, maybe even more. And we make sure and caution everyone to stay away from alligator nests because alligator mamas are always really close by. We wanted to take a minute and show you guys what we use these baby alligators for, and here is a great example.
These guys are from Brazil. They came all the way down to Orlando, Florida to do a trainer for the experience. It's his birthday. He's the one that wanted to do it. We've got a little baby alligator. He's about 2 months old. We've been using him for trainer for a day for the past month. He'll be used for about 8-9 months, and then he'll go with his other brothers and sisters.
So alligator survival rate is not as great as you think. So what's this little alligator's name, Casey?
William.
William?
Yeah, his name's William.
That's a strange
Yeah,
name.
we'll call
And
him
what's your
Little
name?
Luca.
Luca? And you watch our videos? Is that why you guys came to Gatorland today? That's so awesome. All the way from Brazil.
It shows that people from different countries do watch our videos. They do get educated. They do want to come down, see our park. Absolutely amazing.
And
that
he
people...
asked it for.
Yeah, and it's him, mom and dad. They just pay.
Yeah.
He's got the credit card. So it's all about him.
And mom, you're trying to take the alligator home with you?
Of course.
Of course.
So after our alligators leave the baby gator marsh, they go into our junior jumperoo pool. So these are our 2 to 4-year-old alligators, and they are a feisty little bunch. Now we let people come and do a junior jumperoo, so those alligators are continuously learning how they're gonna move and operate once they get into our big, huge lakes with all the other alligators so that they can get some delicious food. The bite pressure at that size is about 100 to 250 pounds, which could definitely take off a finger. Good, I still have all my fingers. And at this size, these alligators are eating mostly fish, maybe the occasional small turtle if they could catch one. But we find that if there ever is a bird that gets snapped up here at Gatorland, a wild bird, it's always from one of the juvenile alligators or crocodiles. Once they get too big for these pools, we move them out to the swamp buggy pond.
This is the next step they go to in our Gatorland tour. This is our swamp buggy pond. These alligators are between 5 years old to about 8 years old. There's close to 100 alligators in this pond right now. And they'll live out here for a few years. Now an alligator at this size, there's not much that could really hurt them besides 3 things that I know. The invasive species, the pythons, each other, the alligators will actually hurt each other. and humans. Now these alligators living right here have a variety of diets. They'll eat fish, chicken, red meat. We feed them rodents as well to get that whole prey. Out in the wild, they'll eat a lot of turtles. This is the size where they have all that crushing power to crush those turtle shells, and they'll also eat some occasional fish or occasional bird that gets stuck in the water. With all this room to grow, they're gonna live out here for a few years. They're gonna be about 7 or 8 years old, and that means we're gonna have to catch them and take them to our next spot.
Last stop of the tour is the breeding marsh.
And this is where the biggest and baddest alligators, this is where they end up. So if you've been following the vlog, this is home to some alligators that we've rescued out in the wild. Some of your favorites, like Turnpike, Terminator, Buggy, and also a whole bunch of alligators that were here way before us, like Buddy, Kyle, and Buster. This is a huge lake, over 10 acres, and there's plenty of different spots for all these big males to find their little small territory that they want to claim. And they have plenty of females and food all around.
Not only is there a big, huge lake with lots of enrichment and lots of wild animals that come to Gatorland, but there's also secondary channels where if the alligators don't want to be seen, they can go and hide or do whatever it is that alligators do when humans aren't watching. So unless you're a wild alligator, Gatorland is the best place for alligators to live. Obviously, we would love for all the wildlife to be able to live free, but if you can't get that because you were deemed a nuisance because somebody fed you, or if you can't get that because you were injured, best that you come to Gatorland and live out your full life here. Right, Danny?
The alligator paradise.
Alligator capital of the world, baby. So our alligators here at Gatorland have the most exciting and wonderful and enriched life possible. There's plenty of females for the males and there's plenty of males for the females, and they're all safe. All their needs are met. They get to eat as much as they want, kinda, and anything they catch that's a wild animal that lives here, well, they can eat that too, including the humans. Haha, just kidding. Anyways, we love you guys. Thanks for being with us for this video. Do us a favor, check that like button, chomp those notifications on, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends too. We sure do love you guys, and we'll see you again real soon.